name is Tsveta Petrova and I teach political science at Columbia University. I got interested in democracy promotion because I grew up in Eastern Europe as the region was transitioning to a market democracy. And at about the same time, some of these countries, and in some cases almost immediately after the democratic breakthroughs in them, they began supporting democracy in their neighboring states. The Central and Eastern European countries are among the most active democracy promoters that are also new democracies. Some of these countries are providing a substantial amount of political and moral support. Some of the most influential and largest civil society groups are aiding civil society groups in neighboring states, as well as training and monitoring political elites there. At the state level, many of these states are leveraging their bilateral ties as well as membership in regional international organizations such as the EU, NATO, the Council of Europe, the Organization for Cooperation and Security in Europe, to support the democratization, again, of their neighborhood. And overall, the Central and Eastern Europeans are adopting a fairly political approach to supporting democracy abroad. And by that I mean that they are trying to build a reservoir of pro-democratic actors at the state level and at the civil societies of neighboring countries. I think the high point of Central and Eastern European democracy promotion is in some ways behind us. I think the period of high expectations and hopes was the mid-2000s. But there have been a number of recent trends and developments that have ended this period. I think there are four key such developments. The first one is the economic crisis in Europe. It has reduced the aid that states provide for democracy. At the same time, it has engulfed these states in a number of economic debates and have shifted their attention away from democracy promotion. At the same time, it has given rise to domestic movements that have challenged democracy, which in turn has made them less credible democracy promoters in their neighborhood. At the same time, some of the democracy promotion leaders in the world, the EU and the US, have been engulfed in their own domestic debates about whether they should be promoting democracy abroad and what's the best way to do it. And so their leadership has also detracted some of the support that the Central and Eastern European countries have relied on. Finally, and most recently, the crisis in Ukraine has also discouraged those countries and has presented a number of challenges when it comes to their democracy promotion. It has signaled the rise of a very aggressive regional hegemon, an autocratic hegemon that is pushing back against the spread of democracy in the region. I think that in terms of democracy promotion, the Central and Eastern European countries and the US are now further apart than they have been in many years. And again, the situation in Ukraine is a good example of that drift, in that the Central and Eastern European countries perceive that the US is no longer interested in the region that is a political priority for them, and where they feel that they have the most value and the most merits in terms of democracy promotion. Poland, thanks to its local knowledge and ties to the key stakeholders in Ukraine, thanks to its steady commitment to the democratization of Ukraine and its first-hand experience in democratization, has been able to open a democratization window of opportunity in Ukraine. At the same time, however, Poland's support for the democratization of its neighbor has not been sufficient to ensure that Poland can meaningfully contribute to the long-term democratization of Ukraine.